This is the Barbados Today morning news for Thursday, November 21st. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary-Claire Williams. Our top story, the Inter-American Development Bank will today begin an independent assessment of the operating system of the Barbados Light and Power Company Limited. It is being undertaken at the request of government following island-wide blackouts on Monday and Tuesday. Prime Minister Mia Mottley gave an update on the work being done to identify the exact source of the problems at a news conference at Ilaro Court last night.
We went to examine how best we could deal with the emptying of that bunker, the tank that has that contaminated fuel. It is not an easy task. The initial pumps that were moved at great difficulty last night were not able to function effectively this morning. They have tried another smaller pump this evening, which is now working, but the rate of flow of that pump is too slow, and they're expecting a part to be flown in for the older pump, larger pump, by tomorrow, which hopefully will expedite the process of having that fuel pumped back to the tank at Holborn. And by tomorrow evening, we expect that the Barbados National Oil Company will have new results with respect to the fuel which is there.
And Managing Director of Barbados Light and Power, Roger Blackman, says additional crews and rental equipment are being brought in to work on the problem.
In relation to immediate relief from rental generation, 12 megawatts of rental generation to be delivered to the island by December 5th. And as the Prime Minister has indicated, we've agreed we would cover those costs of rental as well as installation, and to get that here in as quick as we possibly can. We are also evaluating additional rental options. We've had some proposals in today, and those are currently being evaluated, which could be installed in a short time frame as well. And the purpose of the rental generation is to have that additional capacity and security and insurance on the ground as quickly as possible. So that has started, and the order would have been placed for 12 today. Apart from the rental generation, more long-term solution would be an energy bridge, which we spoke about last night. That's a 33 megawatt plant to be installed at Trent's in St. Lucie.
The company says it will not pass on the cost of renting equipment to the customers, but the Chief Executive Officer of the Small Business Association, Senator Lynette Holder, is calling for Light and Power to compensate residents and businesses for the island-wide power outages this week. Holder told Barbados Today many SBA members reported issues ranging from dropped calls, the absence of internet service, and water outages associated with the power cuts. She added that she has been inundated with calls since Monday from members who were worried about the impact of the outage on their business.
They must give some sort of compensation to their customers. And more importantly, they must remedy the situation once and for all, because yes, we had two prolonged days, but as you know, there has been intermittent disruption of the electricity supply over the last few months. So it suggests that there's something that is bigger here that needs to be addressed, and they need to do so. We cannot afford to have business shut down in a country that is a service-oriented country. You know, a country that relies, is number one, foreign exchange, earnings, tourism. You know, you shut down for long periods of time. It's really unheard of, in my view, in a modern society.
The General Manager of the Barbados Water Authority has also been giving an update on the water outages. Residents of some areas have been without water for several days. General Manager Keithroy Halliday told the news conference at Ilaro Court last night that it would be another 12 to 24 hours before the system is back to full capacity.
We are pretty much back substantially online, with the exception of 2 stations where we've been having some challenges with damaged equipment, primarily Newmarket and Hampton. Those 2 stations are still producing, but not at the level, not at the capacity that they will normally produce. We have crews actually working right now as we speak to repair that equipment, and it's going to take probably another 12 to 24 hours, and then we'll be back up to full capacity. But I think principally one of the points that remains is that it takes about 24 to 48 hours for the distribution system to be fully replenished. And therefore, we will still see bouts of water outages in several areas.
He added that there will still be low pressure in some areas, but he gave the assurance that the repairs to the system should be completed within a day.
We have one or two areas in St. Lucie that we're still trying to work on, St. Joseph in particular, and areas of Christchurch. The Hampton pumping station would affect primarily some areas in Christchurch. That at Newmarket, which feeds Hanson and in turn Fort George, will also be affecting Wildy, Clapham, Vauxhall, Fort George, etc. So those are the general areas that will see low pressure or in some instances intermittent pressure.
Barbados still has to work on implementing child protection rights, even though it has made strides in ensuring child survival and development rights. That was the assessment from the UNICEF representative for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean in addressing a rally to mark the 30th anniversary of the UN Convention of the Rights of the Child. He also called on the relevant agencies to reduce violence against children.
When we talk about violence against children, we allude to physical violence, including corporal punishment. We talk about sexual child abuse. We talk about emotional, psychological violence, and of course, neglect. There are too many children that experience that violence. UNICEF sees this opportunity to urge all stakeholders really to put together their assets, their efforts, their hands, really to ensure that there is traction, there is reduction of the prevalence of violence against the children.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. Trinidad's Prime Minister, Dr. Keithroy, is calling on opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar to say who has the data of citizens that was collected by Cambridge Analytica. We get more in this TTT News report.
At the UNC's Monday night forum in Marabella this week, political leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar asked who cares about Cambridge Analytica. Prime Minister Rowley said people in this country need to care since under Mrs. Persad-Bissessar's government, citizens lost their private data.
Should questions be answered? And this question, what he confirmed is that there are people out there who possess your data. And the UNC must answer to us because we need to know who have our data.
The Prime Minister labelled the matter as very serious, as citizens of this country could be exposed to being blackmailed. Dr. Rowley also countered claims by Arapuch East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal that no contract or cheque payment to Cambridge Analytica exists.
And further afield, a top U.S. diplomat has told an impeachment inquiry that he followed President Donald Trump's orders to put pressure on Ukraine to investigate his Democratic rival Joe Biden. Ambassador Gordon Sondland said the instruction came from Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani. The inquiry is assessing if Trump withheld military aid to Ukraine as a precondition. He denies any wrongdoing. That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook, and sign up for breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on iZumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.